Welcome. My channel today. Let's explore the Australian 20-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II has undergone various design changes and mintage variations since its introduction. Here's a detailed overview of the 1977, 1981, 1982, 1999, and 2001 issues, focusing on their circulation, uncirculated, and proof conditions, along with their historical and geographical context. The 1977 Australian 20 cents coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. Country, Australia. Denomination, 20 cents. Year, 1977. Metal composition, copper-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Weight, 11.31 grams. Diameter, 28.52 millimeters. Thickness, 2.5 millimeters. Edge, milled, reeded. Mint, Royal Australian Mint, Canberra. Designer, Arnold Machin. Design description, effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, wearing a tiara, the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Elizabeth II. Australia 1977. Designer, Stuart Devlin. Design description, a platypus swimming with stylized water ripples around it. Inscriptions. 20. Denomination. This reverse design was introduced in 1966 and remains largely unchanged today, making it iconic in Australian coinage. 1977 marked Queen Elizabeth II's Silver Jubilee, commemorating 25 years of her reign. Though no special commemorative 20-cent coin was released for this occasion, only a 50-cent coin was minted for the Jubilee. All 1977 coins still bore the standard effigy of the Queen. Australia remained part of the Commonwealth realm, with Queen Elizabeth II as head of state. Circulation mintage, approximately 26.6 million 20-cent coins were minted in 1977. Mint location, all coins were minted at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. These coins were released into general circulation, used across all Australian states and territories. Very fine, VF 40 cents to 1 Australian dollar. Extremely fine, EF 1 to 2 Australian dollars. About uncirculated, AU 2 to 3 Australian dollars. Mint state, MS 60, MS 65 4 to 20 Australian dollars. Top grades, MS 66, MS 67 up to 35 Australian dollars plus depending on luster and strike quality. Proof 20-cent coin, 1977. Not issued individually, only available in 1977 proof sets. Value of proof set, 2024 to 25 to 50 Australian dollars depending on condition and packaging. Features a much higher mirror-like finish and sharper detail than circulating coins. Circulated throughout all of Australia, including New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, Western Australia, South Australia, Tasmania, Northern Territory, Australian Capital Territory. These coins were used in everyday commerce, shops, banks, vending machines, until being gradually worn down or collected. Common coin in circulated condition. Not rare, but uncirculated or high-grade examples can interest collectors. The proof version is more valuable due to lower mintage and higher quality. It is non-magnetic, due to copper-nickel composition. Part of Australia's decimal coin series, which began in 1966. Queen Elizabeth II appears on the obverse of all Australian coins from 1953 to 2022. Would you like photos or images of this coin in circulated, uncirculated, and proof conditions? The 1982 Australian 20 cents coin, bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Issued by the Royal Australian Mint, this coin offers a fascinating glimpse into Australia's modern coinage era and serves as a collectible of both cultural and monetary value. Australia decimalised its currency in 1966, transitioning from the pound system to the dollar system. The 20 cents coin was part of this new series, replacing the florin, worth 2 shillings. By 1982, Queen Elizabeth II had already been the monarch for 3 decades, and her effigy had become a familiar presence on Australian currency. 1982 was not a particularly monumental year in Australian political history, but it marked a period of economic restructuring and globalization. The coin reflects the continuity and stability of Australia's constitutional monarchy under Elizabeth II. Minted in Canberra by the Royal Australian Mint. Country: Australia. Region depicted on reverse. The reverse design doesn't depict a place but showcases Australian wildlife, a vital part of the country's identity. Obverse, front. Portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right. Designed by Arnold Machin, a British sculptor. Inscription: Elizabeth II, Australia, 1982. The iconic platypus design swimming in water ripples. Designed by Stuart Devlin, an Australian goldsmith and silversmith. Denomination: 20. Metal: cupronickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Diameter: 28.52 millimeters. Weight: 11.31 grams. Edge: milled, reeded. 5. Mintage and rarity. Total mintage, circulation coins 56,700,000. Proof coins, minted separately in limited quantities as part of proof sets. Uncirculated sets, issued by the Royal Australian Mint for collectors. Rarity, common in circulated condition. Uncirculated and proof examples are more collectible. Value, 0.20 Australian dollars, 1.50 Australian dollar, depending on where. Uncirculated condition. Value, $3 to $7 AUD. Proof coin, from 1982 proof sets. Value, $10 to $25 AUD, depending on quality and packaging. Professionally graded coins by PCGS or NGC, MS66 and higher, may fetch $20 to $50 AUD plus, especially with pristine luster and no contact marks. Collectors seek the 1982 20-cent coin for its beautifully detailed platypus reverse. As part of a full decimal set from 1982. For type or date runs of Elizabeth II coinage. While not rare, finding high-grade examples from circulation is increasingly difficult due to age and wear. No commemorative 20C coin was issued in 1982, making this a standard issue. The design has not changed significantly since its debut in 1966, adding to its iconic status. The 1982 Australian 20-cent coin is a symbol of consistency in Australia's decimal currency system. Though common in pocket change for decades, its appeal lies in its elegant design, representation of national identity, and numismatic potential in pristine condition. Whether you're a new collector or a seasoned enthusiast, this coin remains a charming chapter in Australia's rich monetary heritage. The 1999 Australian 20-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is part of the decimal coinage system introduced in 1966, replacing the Australian pound. The decimal coins, including the 20-cent denomination, follow the British coinage tradition but with distinctly Australian designs. By 1999, Australia had firmly established its modern coinage, with the 20-cent piece serving both as a functional currency and a piece of national symbolism. The obverse, front, of the coin showcases Queen Elizabeth II, reaffirming Australia's status as a constitutional monarchy and a member of the Commonwealth. The 1999 20-cent coin was minted in Canberra, the capital of Australia, by the Royal Australian Mint. Some proof and collector versions were also struck by the Perth Mint, known for its high-quality numismatic production. Designer, Ian Rank-Broadley. Portrait, Queen Elizabeth II, facing right. Inscription, Elizabeth II, Australia, 1999. The obverse uses Rank-Broadley's portrait of the Queen, introduced in 1998 and used until 2018. It replaced the earlier Raphael Maklouf portrait. The design reflects a more realistic depiction, showing the Queen in maturity. Designer, Stuart Devlin. Design, a platypus swimming through water. The platypus is a unique and iconic Australian animal, representing the country's distinct biodiversity. This reverse design has been in use since the introduction of the 20-cent coin in 1966. Composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel, cupronickel. Diameter, 28.65 millimeters. Weight, 11.31 grams. Edge, milled. Shape, round. Mintage, 1999 standard issue, approximately 58.2 million coins. These were struck for general circulation. No commemorative or alternate designs were released for the 20-cent coin in 1999. Uncirculated coins, sold by the Royal Australian Mint in mint sets. These coins were never used in everyday commerce and remain in pristine condition. Proof coins, struck with specially polished dies on mirror finish planchets. These were part of 1999 proof sets, sold to collectors in limited quantities. Proof sets, around 62,000 sets produced, all denominations included. These coins exhibit high detail and a brilliant mirror-like finish. Very fine, VF 0.30 Australian dollars to $0.50. Extremely fine, EF 0.60 Australian dollars to $0.80. About uncirculated, AU 0.90 Australian dollars to $1.20. Mint state, MS60, MS65 2 Australian dollars to $6. Higher grades, MS66, MS68 10 Australian dollars to $25. Individual proof coin, if separated from the set 15 Australian dollars to $25. Complete 1999 proof set, with case 60 Australian dollars to $100 depending on condition and market demand. The 1999 20-cent coin is not rare, but coins in high uncirculated or proof condition are more desirable to collectors, especially those assembling complete year sets or focusing on the Rank-Broadley portrait era. The coin holds cultural and educational value as it represents Australian wildlife and national identity. The 1999 Australian 20-cent coin is a quintessential piece of modern Australian currency, blending heritage, artistry, and functionality. While common in circulation, its uncirculated and proof versions offer appeal to numismatists for their quality and historical significance. Its depiction of the platypus and Queen Elizabeth II continues a legacy of coins that celebrate both national identity and Australia's link to the British Crown. The 2001 Australia Elizabeth II 20 cents coin, including its history, design, mintage, condition values, and more. Monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Reign on coin. Elizabeth II has featured on Australian coins since decimalisation in 1966. Year, 2001 was the centenary of federation in Australia, marking 100 years since the colonies federated into a single nation in 1901. The Royal Australian Mint, RAM, released a series of commemorative coins in 2001, including both circulating and non-circulating 20-cent pieces. In addition to the standard platypus reverse, special commemorative 20-cent coins were issued for each Australian state and territory to celebrate federation. Portrait, Queen Elizabeth II. Designer, Ian Rank-Broadley. Design description, features the 1998 effigy of Queen Elizabeth II facing right, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Legend, Elizabeth II Australia 2001. Design, platypus swimming through water. Designer, Stuart Devlin. Material, cupronickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Diameter, 28.52 millimeters. Weight, 11.3 g. Edge, milled, reeded. Commemorative types, state and territory coins. Design, each coin featured a coat of arms or a symbolic design from the respective state or territory. Issued for, NSW, VIC, QLD, WA, SA, TAS, ACT, NT. These were not released into general circulation, but were sold in collector sets. Mintage, approximately 106,700,000 coins. Circulation, yes. Mintage, per type around 2 million each, only available in collector sets, uncirculated and proof. Circulation, no, not issued for general use. Coin values vary by condition, also called grade, and type, standard or commemorative. Note, Prices depend on market demand and condition. Proof coins in original packaging, with certificates, fetch higher prices. Proof coins, struck with highly polished dies for mirror finish, sold in RAM-proof sets. Uncirculated coins, struck with extra care, typically sold in mint sets or commemorative packs. Packaging, Federation coins came in colorful blister packs or folders with historical information. Each state and territory had its own 20-cent design. New South Wales, colonial arms. Victoria, coat of arms. Queensland, emu and kangaroo. Western Australia, black swan. South Australia, Stuart's desert pea. Tasmania, Apple Isle. Australian Capital Territory, Parliament Building. Northern Territory, Aboriginal art design. The 2001 Australian 20-cent coin represents both a routine coin in circulation, platypus design, and a historically significant series, Federation coins. While circulated examples are common and hold minimal premium, uncirculated and proof commemorative coins hold higher value, especially among collectors. The 1981 Australian 20-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, covering its history, geography, circulation status, proof condition, and current value. Country, Australia. Year of issue, 1981. Denomination, 20 cents. Monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Metal composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel, cupronickel. Mass, 11.31 grams. Diameter, 28.52 millimeters. Thickness, 2.00 millimeters. Edge, milled, reeded. Mint, Royal Australian Mint, Canberra, with some struck overseas, notably Canada and Wales. Portrait, Queen Elizabeth II, by Arnold Machin. Inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 1981. This portrait was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984. Design, platypus swimming. Designer, Stuart Devlin, official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen. Details, dynamic depiction of the platypus, unique to Australian fauna, emphasizing national identity. The 1981 20C coin was part of Australia's decimal currency system, which began in 1966. It reflects Australia's status as a constitutional monarchy under Queen Elizabeth II. In 1981, high mint demand meant coins were struck not only in Canberra but also by the Royal Mint in Wales and the Royal Canadian Mint. These foreign strike variants are particularly sought after by collectors, especially the Canadian strike, which is identifiable by a sharper, slightly different obverse portrait. Total mintage, over 93 million 20C coins in 1981. Australian Mint, Canberra majority. Canadian and British mints assisted in production due to volume. Because of this high mintage, the regular circulation coins are common and not especially rare. Circulation coins, made for everyday use, most were heavily circulated. Uncirculated coins, mint sets and rolls were sold to collectors and often remain in pristine condition. Proof coins. Struck with special dies and polished planchets. Limited mintage, released in Royal Australian Mint proof sets. Much higher level of detail and mirror finish. Note, coin grading from MS 60, mint state, up to MS 70, perfect, can drastically influence value. Low rarity for circulated examples, but high interest in foreign mint strikes. High-grade uncirculated and proof coins are always in demand. Used in educational settings due to unique native animal on reverse. Canadian mint coins often show slightly sharper details on the Queen's portrait and a satin-like finish. Use magnification or professional grading services to identify subtle differences. Would you like a visual guide or comparison photo to help identify the Canadian minted 1981 coin?